scholars. Thank you for joining me for Vocabulary Week 4 of our vocabulary lessons. We'll be learning 2 words in each session. You will need a notebook and a pen or a pencil. Please feel free to pause the video at any time so you can write down anything that I write in my notebook. Ready for the first word? Here we go. The first word is increase. Increase. Have you heard that word before? Do you know what it means? Let's write the word and the definition in our notebook. I'm going to put it right there so you can see it there while I write. Increase. I-N-C-R-E-A-S-E. Increase. You increase something when you make or get more of it. You increase something when you make or get, forgive my messy K, make or get more of it. Okay. Now let's see that word used in a sentence. My dad said he'd increase my allowance if I started doing more chores. My dad said he'd increase my allowance if I started doing more chores. So the speaker here is going to get more money. The amount of money he's making will go up, so that is an increase. All right, so now let's number our paper 1 through 5. Now I like to just go right across the line to save paper because you're not going to be writing much. You are going to write a check if the sentence I say shows an increase, and you're going to write an X if it does not show an increase. So number 1. The principal makes recess 10 minutes longer. The principal makes recess 10 minutes longer. Put a check or an X. Number 2. My mom gives me 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 3. My mom gives me 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 3. Put a check or an X. Number 3. I use a pump to add more air to my bike tires. I use a pump to add more air to my bike tires. Put a check or an X. Number 4. We get 100 new books for the school library. We get 100 new books for the school library. Put a check or an X. And number 5. Dad slows down the car for a stoplight. Dad slows down the car for a stoplight. Put a check or an X. Now let's go over the answers. Number 1, the principal makes recess 10 minutes longer. Well, if we're getting more recess, that is an increase. That should be a check. Number 2, Mom gives me 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 3. Well, the amount of ice cream went down. So that is not an increase. Number 2 should be an X. Number 3, I use a pump to add more air to my bike tires. More air, that'll be a check. The amount of air went up. That is an increase. Number 4, we get 100 new books for the school library. That'll be a check. We're getting more books. If we're getting more books, that is an increase. And number 5, Dad slows down the car for a stoplight. Well, if my speed is going down, that is not an increase, so that is an X. All right, now we're going to go to the next line, and I want you to write about what would you like to increase at school so that you could have more of it. So, you can write whatever sentence you'd like. That would say what you want to increase at school so you have more of it. But if you need help, you can use this sentence starter. At my school, comma, I would like to increase. And you finish the sentence saying what you'd like to increase. Pause the video if you need more time. I'm moving on to question number 2. Not question, forgive me. The second word, word number 2. The second word is annual. Annual. Have you heard that word before? Do you know what it means? Let's write the word and the definition in our notebook. Wherever you stopped writing your sentence, just skip a line and put number 2. So annual, A-N-N-U-A-L, annual. An annual event happens every year. An annual event happens every year. All right. Now let's see the word used in a sentence. Our family gathers every June for the annual Chavez family reunion. So this family reunion happens every year in June, so it's annual because it happens every year. All right. Now number your paper 1 through 5 across the line. And you're going to put a check if the sentence or if the event that I give you is annual, an X if it is not annual. Number 1, Saturday. Saturday. Put a check or an X. Number 2, a rainy day. A rainy day. Put a check or an X. Number 3, your birthday. Your birthday. Put a check or an X. Number 4, New Year's Day. New Year's Day. Put a check or an X. And number 5, the 4th of July. The 4th of July. All right, let's go over the answers. Number 1, Saturday would be an X because a Saturday happens every week, not every year. Number 2, a rainy day. That's going to be an X because it happens all the time on and off. It's not every single year. It happens once. Number 3, your birthday. Your birthday would be a check because it happens the same time every single year. Number 4, the 4th of July. Well, that'll be a check because it happens every year on January 1st. And number 5, the 4th of July. That'll also be a check because it happens the same time every single year and we celebrate it. All right. Now we're going to go to the next line and I want you to write about your favorite annual event and what do you like about it. My favorite annual event is, and tell me what your favorite annual event is. I like it because. So our examples were birthday. Your favorite annual event could be your birthday. And you tell me you like it because. All right, pause the video if you have if you need more time. But that's all I have for you today. Join me in the next video for the 3rd and 4th vocabulary word. See you then.